welcome to favoritefirm.com. My name is Joe Cortez, former international boxing referee. This past weekend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Bryan Vera. It was an interesting week for the simple reason that it started off on a bad track. Julio Cesar Chavez supposed to be weighing in at 163 pounds and couldn't make the weight. So his father, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., the legendary fighter, was upset that his son could not make the weight. Well, they finagled back and forth, and they see they couldn't make the weight. Friday night, they weighed in, or Friday afternoon, they weighed in. Julio Cesar Chavez cut a deal with Bryan Vera. They cut a deal where he was handsomely paid well to change the weight, a catch weight of 173, and Julio made the weight 173 Friday morning, and they cut it down from 12 rounds to 10 rounds. Now, why would they cut it from 12 to 10? Is it because fatigue is setting in, or that was just the deal they cut because he was so heavy, so much heavier than Bryan Vera? Who knows? The thing was that all week long, I would think it would be a 12-round fight. Next thing I know, it was a 10-round fight. Anyway, the fight took place Saturday night in Carson, California. Bryan Vera from Texas, Mexican-American. Julio, of course, from Mexico. So the fans really come out to see Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He was the fan favorite that night. And of course, Bryan Vera brought his little family members and some friends. It was maybe a little bit of nothing compared to all the fans that came to see Julio Cesar Chavez. But the fight went to 10 rounds. The harder blows were landed by Chavez, and Vera was the aggressor throughout the fight, landing twice the amount of punches than Chavez. The punch stats show that Vera has so many much more hits than Chavez, but it didn't make any difference. That was just the stats. The judges, surprisingly, had the fight one judge had it 8 rounds to 2, and that was booed by all the fans. Even though all the fans were favoring Chavez, they themselves did not like the decision. One of the judges a little bit closer, like 2 rounds different. That was acceptable, 2 point difference. And the other judge was also a little off. But, you know, that was boxing. And again, going back to my philosophy of the Cortez 2020, meaning about the positioning of the judges have the worst seat in the house. They cannot see through the fighters if they have different angles. And you know what? If I can't see the punches this way here, these 2 judges can see it, but I'm missing it. And vice versa, when they move different angles. But if you raise them up 8 feet, eyeball to ring apron, 8 feet above the standard position, guaranteed they will see better. I proved it. The Ring Magazine believed in it. They gave me 4 pages on positioning. They felt that this is the best angle of judges to be sitting. You only miss 1 to 2 punches per round on the upper level. For the standard position at lower level, you miss anywhere from 9 to 19 punches per round. So if I'm going to lose a fight, let me lose it on the angle. The judges actually saw the actual punches. But a judge can't score a fight if they can't see the punches that are being landed. So this is why we have to go to the level of my positioning, of changing the level of the judges, not changing the system of scoring, just the view. That's why at home, you get the best view in the house because you got the cameras up above looking right into the ring. You don't miss a shot. And that's why I wanted to raise the judges. We did the study last year, and it proved I had 8 judges. And they all felt like this was the best position they've ever seen. Punches from the upper level, punches that were landed correctly, punches that were missed. You don't miss a beat up at the top. So please, get on the bandwagon and let's go on forward with the Cortez 2020, changing of the positioning of the judges. Not the scoring, just the angle, okay? That's one thing that we have to straighten out. Julio Cesar Chavez got to go back to the drawing board. He got to be more disciplined, work on himself to be physically fit, so he can be. He still has a chance, but if there's 2 fights already that he didn't look too good at. Sergio Martinez last September, and now this one here with Bryan Vera. And Bryan Vera is not. He was a U.S. NABO champion, whatever title that he had, a minor title. You know, he's not a recognized fighter, not a household name like Julio is. But you know what? If he can't get by those palookas out there, what the hell's going to happen when he starts fighting the real big guys? So he got to get himself back in some kind of a decent shape and be mentally and physically prepared so he can become a world champion again. If he can be half as good as his father, he'll be a great fighter. With that said, guys, let's go down to the upcoming fight next week. Well, the week after, October 12th, you have Manny Marquez fighting Timothy Bradley. Now, these are two fighters that have wins over Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is fighting Bryan Vera in November in Macau, China. Let's see how he looks with Bryan Vera. It's going to be a tough fight for Pacquiao for the simple reason that Brandon Rios is fighting Manny Pacquiao. And Brandon Rios has great potentials. He's an up-and-coming fighter who has great boxing skills. I don't know if he has the speed that Pacquiao has, but he's got some punching ability, and let's see what happens with that. But going back to Marquez and Bradley, Marquez has a great knockout win over Manny Pacquiao. And people will remember Manny Pacquiao's a great fighter, but you know, when you get knocked out the way he got knocked out by Marquez, it was not a good sight. Pacquiao was out for about 5 minutes. And, you know, it scares me a little bit to see fighters, when they go face down first like that, you know they're not going to get up. All the fights that I referee, if a fighter went down like that, I wouldn't even bother to count. I just wave it off because those fighters are really out cold and they never get up after you go down flat on your face like that. Now, will he get back on track where he left off as a fighter? He was coming back on that fight with Marquez. But at the belt, he got clipped with the right hand close to the ropes, and it was all over. Lights out. And when they say lights out, really that's what it was, lights out. Well, Marquez now faces Timothy Bradley. Now, Timothy Bradley had a controversial win over Manny Pacquiao last year here in Las Vegas, and a lot of fans thought it was a very bad decision. But, okay, he got the win, and now let's see Marquez versus Bradley. Let's see who's more macho that night. Saturday night, October 12th, here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. With that said, guys, good luck. Talk to you next week.